Hey everybody, Austin here from Austin's Automotive Advice, and today I wanted to do a video for you guys on what cars can you buy or hold during an economic recession that again is going to benefit you in the long run, but also through this time when there's a lot of uncertainty. And again, as you've been seeing in the last few months, and with a lot of economists kind of saying where things are right now with the markets, with how inflation is affecting the grocery stores, the housing market, rent prices, at the gas pumps, different things like that. And even again, as the used car market, how can you as a potential car buyer or somebody who is a current car owner look at this scenario and say, okay, how can I, if I'm looking to buy a car, what am I looking for? And so today I want to highlight that, right now in this video. So actually it's extremely easy. And I believe if you guys follow these 5 different things that I want to talk about, you're going to be doing definitely pretty well overall through a time of recession. Because again, what you need to look for is really 5 simple things. And that is, the first one actually is simple. You want a vehicle, I don't care if it's a large vehicle, small vehicle, whatever it is, you want a vehicle that's going to be simple. So what I mean by that is, if it's an older vehicle, right, and preferably it is, if you're buying used, that it's going to be simple where you can do a lot of the basic repairs on your own or learn to do them, or again, it's not expensive to repair that kind of vehicle. And what I would suggest, honestly, is that you find a vehicle as well that's going to be at a low cost to you. And that's just upfront cost. We're talking about, depending on what you're hoping to spend, but like honestly, during a time like this that we're in right now, I would try to assess vehicle again. I mean, vehicles now, $1,000 vehicle 3 years ago is now a $4,000 vehicle this year, right? So, and maybe it's not that extreme, but I mean, some of them are. And so it's looking at it as, what am I getting for the best bang for my buck or the most value when you're looking at, different cars to buy. So again, but having a number that you guys have in your head as far as that, it's just like, okay, this is what I want to spend. This is how much I'm willing to lose or spend, or whatever, as far as just overall if things do crash as far as the markets or stuff like that. Again, the next thing, low on consumables. And I think that's really important as well. So we're talking things like oil, gas, different parts again for it, insurance especially, right? So I mean, you want to have low insurance costs, easy to insure, things like that, cheap to fill up, right? So I mean, gas right now is $4+ a gallon. If you have a big pickup truck, you're spending $100+ at the pump every time. If you have a small little hatchback, you're probably spending, $40 at the pump. And that again adds up over time. Even like tires too, right? Tires are more expensive for big vehicles, less expensive for small vehicles. Everything adds up, right? Next thing, reliable, or you trust the vehicle. That's a big thing. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at a vehicle right now during a time that's more, again, in somewhat of a negative economy, or if you're looking at something that's more in a positive economy. You still want something, again, that you're able to trust and is reliable and that you enjoy driving. Last thing that I want to talk about is, honestly, get a car that is worth the investment. And I know sometimes that's a challenging question or hard to know, especially if you're buying from like a dealer or somebody else. But honestly, like I said, the biggest thing to know is that what you need to figure out, right now, if you're looking at buying a vehicle especially, is it worth hanging on to my current vehicle during the potential for a lot of economic downturn, or is it worth trying to find something that I really enjoy more, but I don't know what the markets are going to do, or I don't know, what overall the economy is going to do. And honestly, what I would suggest to everybody who's watching this is I would hang on to your vehicle. If you can afford to hang on to your vehicle, but also, like I said, are maintaining it, and that includes, washing and detailing, that's something that I definitely do on the side is, try to, again, wash and wax my own cars, but also other people's, because again, I think it's important to keep up on your car, even if it's not in a time when money can be tight. It's just a good thing to do to, again, prolong the life of your vehicle, but also keep the value up, when you do decide to sell or, whatever else. And it's always nice to just have a nice maintained vehicle, right, and that you can trust. So making sure that it's just worth the investment, and also, like I said, matching up to some of the potential options that you guys have. And honestly, there are a few. That's what I want to talk about here next. So first off, like I said, if we're trying to hit all those different marks that I just talked about, the low cost, low end consumables, stuff like that, 3 or 4 cars come to mind for me right away, and that is Honda Civic, Honda Fit, Toyota Corolla, or like the Matrix, if you guys know what those are, back from the early 2000s, and Ford Focus. And again, I own a Focus, which is why I'm suggesting it. Nothing against the other cars and different stuff, but again, like for me, it's been a great car. I bought it at Highland mileage. The guy took really good care of it. I've used synthetic oil the whole time. Like if you find a well-maintained economy car of any kind, but especially these 4 options, maybe a Mazda 3 as well, so I guess 5 options potentially. But any of those cars, especially with the manual transmission, if you can find them, are going to be easily, one of the best bang for your buck cars. Low on consumables, low cost, easy to insure. Just it checks off a lot of boxes, right? If you're looking to buy a car during this time or kind of hold a car during this time. I think though, if you're trying to get into something else, like there's certainly other options as far as good cars. The Toyota Camrys of the world, the Toyota Avalons, any older, General Motors car with the 30-100 motor or the 3.8 liter, absolutely phenomenal motor. A lot of the transmissions too in those cars were actually pretty good, especially if they're maintained again, right? I mean, that's with anything. So, I mean, those are, again, very fair options. Honda Accord, right? It's another good one. And if you have to buy a bigger vehicle, again, I would steer you towards something, again, that's older and well-maintained. Even if it's from like the 1990s. Like my parents, both of them have older vehicles that are from the 90s, and both older SUVs and pickup trucks, right? And really they've been phenomenal. I mean, as far as overall, being reliable, can trust them, parts are inexpensive, and those are the kind of vehicles that you want to look for as far as whether it is again a bigger vehicle, a smaller vehicle, whatever it is. But the reason that I steer you towards the Honda Civics or the Honda Fits or Corollas or the Focuses is just like, again, if you can drive a manual transmission, right? I mean, you don't have to. But what's nice about a stick shift is that not only are they typically more longevity focused with things not going wrong as easily or as soon, but also with the fact of, again, you might actually get it cheaper because of that. And it engages you as a driver, right? But it's also a good, again, these 4 come to mind for me right away when it comes to this question. And so, like I said, that's kind of the big thing when you guys are looking at different vehicles is that you got to think about, how does this check off my boxes? How can I prepare for this? And again, how can I benefit from this now after things do go bad, where I can use that extra money that maybe I didn't go spend on a different vehicle, or didn't buy this huge SUV and I instead went with a smaller car, because now I can look at like, oh, now I can buy this certain stock that was super cheap from the economic downturn, or now I can buy this thing for my kid, or like whatever it is, right? I mean, like a different house, or like whatever it is, where you can make a lot more out of this opportunity if you, again, look at it as, what car should I be buying or holding on to during this time that is so uncertain? And I think, like I said, I think we're in for a lot more uncertainty and the much greater potential for, I think, a much deeper recession than what we're already seeing. And so, like I said, with that, guys, I want to be making a lot more videos on, you know, vehicles, automotive advice, things, again, that are going to benefit you as the viewer. And also, again, where, you know, I'm trying to figure out the best ways and, you know, unique perspectives to where it's going to give you guys a better opportunity to understand, you know, what you can possibly buy as the best vehicle for your specific scenario. And so, again, with that, just please subscribe to the channel. Hope to do a lot more of these. And again, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching.